Hello, and welcome to Nation Fan TV. I am Pelo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. See Football Club, and we have an interesting show today because we are going to talk about a few things about Kaizer Chiefs from what Daniel Kerr has said about Ranga Chivaviro, and based on what he said, I would also like to hear from you guys that do you then think, from what he said, that we will have to get a new striker? And also, we're going to talk about Duba. We're going to talk about another interesting thing that I think is it's a nod in the right direction for Kaizer Chiefs. And I've been saying that, right, that Kaizer Chiefs seems to be improving their relationships with other teams, and some of the teams that we thought Chiefs would never work with ever again, you find out that, hey, actually, Chiefs might just work with this person and they might just work with this team. So it's telling you that Kaiser Chiefs, in everything that they're doing, they are not just changing on the pitch with what we see them doing, with bringing on a coach who's going to make the team tick out there, but it's also the decisions, because even bringing in the coach like that, it shows that, hey, actually the coach, I mean the club, are making or is making decisions that are going to benefit the team. So what am I talking about in this instance about relationships improving? I am obviously referring to the appointment of Atazwane by Amazulu, and I know Mpilo already know that, but what I like is I did this thing. I checked interview Gazwane, where he was talking on SAPC, and he was saying that, oh yeah, he was approached by Amazulu, and Amazulu then said, oh yeah, we need to now talk to the Kaizer Chiefs management. And I'm like, oh, to me, that's one of the things, like with arrows, we thought it was unfathomable that Chiefs can even give money to arrows the way that we thought the rivalry, in term, not even the rivalry, the lack of a relationship, right? The lack of a relationship between arrows and Chiefs, you would have thought they would never even talk about a player, even if that player had a release clause, but they did. And we see that they are doing certain things that you did not expect them to do, going to get a Bonabi, things that you thought they would not go back to because of how it would make them look, because they failed to secure him last year. But then this year they were like, let's humble ourselves, let's be humble enough and say, we're not going to be idiots. We're not going to be idiots, but we're actually going to go back and get Unabi, right? So they did that. But what I like about this whole thing is, I'm also going to bring on people as the show goes on. But for now, I just want to get this out because the title does say Kaizer Chiefs News first. So I must cover those things and then, add people to the live. So yeah, that's interesting. Uguti Uzwane was not just poached and everything was followed to the T, because Uzwane even says because there were laws that had to be followed, because he had a contract with the Chiefs. And the fact that the Chiefs were not selfish, Chiefs were not selfish, because remember, Atazwane nurtured the talent of a lot of the youngsters that you see right now at Kaizer Chiefs. From even Abo Mtusha Balala, Abo Mfundo Vilagazi, Abo Mshini, a lot of those players who are in the team right now, who are starters, were nurtured by Atazwane. And you might think, if Kaizer Chiefs let Uzwane go, then we're not going to get more of those players like those guys. But the Chiefs were like, we're not going to be selfish. Amazulu need Uzwane. We're going to give Amazulu Uzwane, because it was at the mercy of Chiefs for them to say, okay, Zwane, you want to go? You can go. But they were like, no, we're going to let him go and not be thinking about not to still need him. So I like that about the Chiefs right now. But on top of that, the other thing that I want us to talk about is Daniel Kerr, whatever. He's talking about Uranga Chivaviro, the fact that the only thing that is going to affect him, or that might, God forbid, affect him, is if he lacks consistency, because he then pointed out the fact that he got chances against Ianga and it didn't, right? I will add the link soon, guys. Relax. I will edit. I will edit. I will add that link. So he says that he missed chances. He missed chances against Amazulu. He missed chances against Sundowns as well. And I want to ask that question: do you guys actually think Chiefs should get a striker who's going to be a starter? Now, I'm not saying Uranga sucks. I've already said my opinion about Uranga, that I think he's a very good striker. I think he can do things for Chiefs, and his positioning and the fact that he has gotten himself in the positions that he has gotten himself on in such a way that he almost scores those goals, and he scored two already, tells me that he will have a very big season. But do you guys think he's a caliber of a striker that should be starting for Chiefs, or you think they can go out and actually um get a better player who can be a starter? Do let me know on the comments, obviously. And the other thing that has surfaced, by the way, before we continue talking about Duba and also the League Cup, we also need to talk about the elephant in the room. Not the elephant in the room. There's no elephant in the room, which is liking the video, obviously, and subscribing to the channel. If you're a returning viewer, guys, please just subscribe. We're trying to reach 50,000 subscribers here. So please, by all means, just subscribe. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. And also like the video. By liking the video, guys, the 130 something people who are watching, by liking the video, you are telling YouTube that, hey, show this content to more people because it's good content. So please like the video so that more people can see it. And also, while we're here, uh, I wanted to show you guys this thing. So I want to start by saying shout out to abantu abawuthula. One Utikval, one Utikval, and then Utsepo. So those are the two people out of the 70,000 people who have watched my videos over the last 3 days who have actually helped me somehow by depositing some money into the account to help me go to the game of Imaromo Galanti Kufa Cup, right? So thank you guys so much for those who have done that. And if you also would like to help me somehow financially to make more content like this and go to games without struggling, just this is the account number that you can use. You can deposit it. It's up to you how much. 10 rand, 20 rand, 100 rand, 1 million. It's up to you. You can just do the things. That's the account number, FNP, and that's my name over there. So I would appreciate anything that you guys can send, and then I will have one less thing to stress about, because these games that are midweek have just come out of nowhere, and now I have to find money. But so that's the account. Please do make sure to Zama me if you can. Now let's go to the other thing. Let me share the link. I will share the link now so that people can see the link to join me. The other fixture has been confirmed. Kaizer Chiefs are playing Super Sport United, which is why I'm asking for the money right now, as well as the game Sunday. Chiefs are playing Super Sport United on the, yes, Dick Value are here. Thank you so much, my brother. Ushandis, Chiefs, they are playing Super Sport next week Sunday in Polokwane. That is huge, right? Because Duba yesterday we heard him saying that they are definitely they're definitely wanting to win the league, not the league, win something this year, right? So them wanting to win something and we're playing Super Sport United tells me that Chiefs are intentional about winning something. The fact that those things come out, I said that in yesterday's video, and now they're facing Super Sport, and we're going to beat Super Sport. We're going to the quarterfinals. We're going to win there. Going to the semi-final. We're going to win there. We're going to win the final, and we'll have a cup again. Phew. So that's great and all. But another thing that Utuba said, as I'm about to open the lines and have people join me, is that he says that Miguel is very helpful, especially to the young players. And this prompts the thing that you remember when there was a picture that was posted by Miguel, and then Umtu Shabalala commented under that picture and said, my captain. And some people were mad, like, why is he calling him his captain? Because there's already a captain at Kaizer Chiefs. And here I am thinking, the fact that Umtu Shabalala called Miguel my captain, it does not mean he does not respect Yusuf Mart. It just means he sees Inacio Miguel as a leader. And now players like Abomfundo Vilagazi, Abo Duba are now saying, yes, he does help us a lot because we're young players. He encourages us and all sorts of things like that. And to me, that tells me that Inacio is not just adding his ability as a footballer, but is also being a leader in the dressing room. We need that. We don't just need leaders who are leading for vibes, but we need people who are not just leading by example in terms of how they perform, but on top of that, they do that by encouraging the other players. Because one thing that annoyed me in the Soweto derby last year is the fact that Udoyle was the captain, and when the things were difficult for Chiefs, he was among the players who were throwing hands in the air. I'm like, you can't do that. You are a leader. You are the one who's supposed to be lifting up the rest of the team. And when that didn't happen, I felt some type of way because I was like, nah, this cannot happen. So that's that. And Chiefs playing Polokwane City next week on Sunday. I'm about to add the guests here now. So I'm going to ask, if you're in Polokwane and you want to do interviews, go to my Instagram and text me there so that we can meet up and do interviews. Because what I also want to do now in interviews, which is something that people have asked me to do, is when there are those guys that you enjoy. When like we're going to Bloom on Sunday. If there is someone whose content you enjoy, like you see that, oh wow, this guy said something that makes sense, let me know in the comments and Pilo, bring this guy back. And I will make sure now that I am intentional about asking people's names and making sure that I bring them back on the channel, because at the end of the day, I want to give you guys content that you'll enjoy, not just any random person. So I'll just add to Siyabonga ke manje and talk. Siyabonga, welcome my brother.
Wala bazinto
Ukraine fethu.
friend. Naye
Angigrand man.
ngi-right that's fine.
Awungitshele fethu, we're talking here about Uranga la ukuthi Uke is saying that Uranga needs to be consistent and start bearing more chances and stuff like that. My thing is, do you think he's then the guy, Uranga, who to start for Chiefs, or should we go out and get another striker also by starter and then compete in Uranga?
Mina Mpilo ngiqale ngibonge mfethu for ithuba.
Mm-hmm.
URanga right, is coming right. Mina amagemu engithambone kuwona wadlala is coming
Yeah.
right yabo and ukuthi uNabi wake wamfuna before
Mm.
Marumo Gallants ngake mbona
Yes.
kwi-CAF.
Yeah.
Loko kusho ukuthi khona wakubona kuyena yabo. So
Mm.
wayengathandi ukuthi asebenze naye ngaleso sikhathi. Yabo unfortunately
Mm.
akazange umthole cause i-Chiefs ihamba phambili.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
ngokwami vele siyadinga i-striker yabo. Siyadinga esinye
Yeah.
i-striker to add i-competition ukuze naye ezokwazi
Mm.
ukuphula up amasokisi akwazi ukuthi aphe i-standard in terms of ukukora ama-goals, creating chances for abanye abadlali cause uma ukuthi uyambhekisisa kahle igame yakhe uyadlala isikhathi esiningi is playing more for himself yabo. Vele i-striker fanele sibe
Mm.
selfish but at certain times kumele ukuthi create more chances for abanye abadlali cause uma ungekho espacini esi-right ukuthi
Mm.
ufinishe you have to create i-chance. So but
Yeah, that's
by the
true.
time goes on uimprove ngiyambona mina i-mentality yakhe isi-right manje uzowakora ama-goal futhi a-more
Mm.
than 10 kule season. So vele by January
Mm.
siyadinga i-striker yabo. But uNabi
Mm.
into engiyithanda ngayo coach oxhamazelayo patience.
Yeah.
Une-patience ubonile ukuthi i-striker angasayina kule transfer window warelaxa usebenzisa iranga and kuyamsebenzela yabo. So
Yeah.
mina ngokwami
Mm.
mfethu asinikeni ukuba abhilde and into ayibhildayo siyayibona mfethu yabo. Lo mshini mewaqala wafakwa amafutha warana ngendlela okuyiyona bambala bazokwazi
Mm.
ukomisa awuyakude lokho.
Mm. And I think one thing about Uranga is also the fact that it transformation yakhe from last season to this season, it's mad. Like awukwazi move from how we saw Ranga perform last season to how we see him perform this season. That just tells you ukuthi we've heard things from players ukuthi there's a mentality shift, people are now much more positive and stuff like that. But even over and above that, there's also the fact that it's not just them, because it's one thing when you see that, yo, now these guys are positive, they are pushing. But on top of that, you also see ukuthi these men are also playing better, right? So it's not just their mentality is better, but also their performances are better. So that just goes to show that it's a very, very good thing. Brian, welcome to the show, my brother.
Philo, thank you, my brother. Welcome. Thank you for having me.
You are welcoming me to my own show.
Well, I'm welcoming myself to your own show.
So
You
tell
good,
me,
man?
I am very good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Nanguro Nimshongo, he's saying that I also see Miguel as a captain. He's got leadership quality. Um, there is a conversation that we're having, obviously, since we've started the show, might as well. There's a big conversation about Yusuf Mart, right? And it never goes away. Uh,
Mhm.
so we have Yusuf Mart as the club captain, the main captain. After him, there's Brendan Peterson. There's also Kevin Msimango. Those three, I don't know the order. Uguti is Msimango after Brendan or Brendan after before. But those three are in leadership. And Brendan is already eating the bench. There is also Msimango eating the bench. And Umart is likely going to be eating the bench soon. So according to you, Brian, would it be make sense for the coach to then change the captain and give it to Miguel, because there are a lot of talks about him becoming captain?
Yeah, of course, Mpilo, 100%. I agree because unawo ama-qualities ukuthi a captain at the club.
Mm,
I think he deserves it. On
mm,
Umarti, I don't want to bash on him, but I mean, Dala mfethu uMarito wabakhona, so I think he should be giving us more. I mean, as a
mm,
captain, and
yeah.
uyaleka. But yeah, man, when it comes to Miguel, yeah, for sure, 100%, I agree.
And with the strikers, Lausiabonga was saying that we need a striker who's going to compete with Ranga. Do you think we need a striker to compete with Ranga, or do you think we need a striker to take over from Ranga?
To compete, come on, let us to compete with Turanga, we
So
can't just we listen. We can't just give away our own just for someone new. I mean, Uranga has been doing very well, and we are convinced that he's working hard to cement Liana as a striker. So I really think
mm,
Uguti he needs time. We should definitely give him time. Uguti, he's trying, and
mm,
considering inking Zona as the club.
yeah.
We coming from like a whole lot of trouble, and we're just trying,
Mm.
manje, to become like a proper club. And for sure, Uranga deserves to be the main striker of it. And I also think ukuthi, um, we have Dupree as Usakon.
Yeah, Nkon.
I also think ukuthi we do still have Dupree as a striker of it, and Dupree is right 100%. So
Mm,
I don't think sinaleyo nkinga ngaleyo ndlela when it comes to strikers. But of course lapha
yeah.
esiswini, I know awukhulumanga ngesizwe, but of course lapha esiswini if yabo nje i-role kaMarty, no, we do need someone laphana. I think that's where I think
Ngiyakuzwa.
that's where I think that's where la sileka khona, but okunye nokunye nje bethu eback mnandi. We have Unjabulo Blom now, Simnan. But enye iwari yami is that we have in all positions except for ama winger no number 10, we have a lot of those guys. But ilentuza yami la ngibuye ngithuke khona is that number 6 role edlalwa uBlom laphana, ukuthi if ever kuwukuthi something happens to uBlom, asinayo any
Mm,
option that as good as uBlom. So I think
yeah.
lapho we'll have a problem of going back to lento leyo yokupatanisa again, yabo, of which
Mm,
those are the positions mina engibona ngakhona ukuthi they need ukuthi ku-edwe kuzona. I-position le kaBlom, we need omunye umuntu that as good as uBlom laphana, and i-position le kaMarty. Le kaMarty-ke we need like 2 or 3 guys to fit leya role leyana, because it's kusazokwenzeka like it's aphansi
Yeah.
season.
Siyabonga ngizoza kuwe. I want to look at Undwakhulu is asking me to confirm that Kaze is joining Kaizer Chiefs. Yes, there is an assistant coach, Cedric Kaze, who will be joining Kaizer Chiefs. He worked with Unabi at Young Africans, and he also went to La Masia, the development in Naturena, it's like where they develop players, where Messi was developed, where Lamine Yamal was developed, where those good guys who played for Barcelona were developed. So yes, and let me just ask you this, Makai, because we're talking about a striker. Ayobo Mart is also Kulumang, but since there's no one linked with him, Angzobuza this question. So Fiston Mael has been linked with the Chiefs, and that thing has not gone away. And my question is, what if then he accepts coming to Chiefs, or Pyramid somehow miraculously they accept him coming to Chiefs? Is he coming to sit on the bench? Kufake ekhoneni.
Yabona manje ngipitshele ekhoneni ngempela. Mina
Into
bethi ngokwami
no.
kade ngilalele uNabi interview ekhuluma ngaso strike. Ulifakile igama la-Fiston Mayele. Yabo uyamthanda, he really likes Fiston Mayele. I've worked with him before and wamsebenzela so much. Kula 3 clubs yabo, so u-impressive vele, uyamthanda, obsessed ngaye, uyakhuluma futhi naye, they have good relationship, so I won't be surprised ukumbona as a good foreign. Yabo, so that deal
Because his
ingenzeka
contract,
maybe ngoJanuary, you never,
because his contract ends in
ingenzeka, but
2026. That's
yeah, 2026, the early season is gonna be left with 1 year contract
I
there.
know. But usually these
Yes.
things have
So
an
there's
option to extend. So technically it could be
yes,
2027.
but agent, that is where agent la ingena khona. This is where agent
Mm,
khona communication, negotiations with both teams yabo, kubonakala ukuthi baphuma nani.
mm,
But I think
mm.
uNabi ready one Umayela yabo. Umayela is
Yeah.
the first
Mm,
target for Unabi. So
yeah.
uma kuthiwa kuyenzeka uthola uMayela, that would be a very good thing as a Chief. Mayela is a prolific striker, yabo, goal scoring
Mm,
machine. Yabo. So
mm.
that type
Yeah.
of a player for sure. Sure, but that doesn't mean Oranga is gonna sit on the bench. Yabo. Kuzoba nama-changes. Unabi simbonile in the first few games awadlalile. He is a coach othanda ukuthi abadlali bakhe aba-rotate, abashintshe, yabo.
Yeah.
I-change yokuqala yenzeka ngo-57 minutes, 60 minutes yaqala yashintsha, yabo. So wazi ukumbona nawe Oranga
Mm,
uzothola isikhathi lakhe lokukora amagoli, yabo. So that
mm.
won't be i-threat. Naye kuzobe kumnika i-motivation ukuthi asebenze kanzima, yabo, and maybe you're gonna see
Yeah.
the best, yabo, of Oranga. You never know, yabo, because naye is got
Yeah.
i-potential yakwazi ukukora, yabo, uyakwazi ukubhulisha ama-defenders, uyakwazi ukuvula i-pace
Yeah.
for labafana abancane odupres bangene, yabo, into spaces, yabo. So
Yeah.
he's a good striker naye, yabo, ama-qualities angafani nawamayela, yabo. Umayela naye is a good striker, unama-wakhe ama-qualities, yabo, abhetha, ngasho ukuthi abhetha maybe because una-more goals than Oranga, yabo, but
Yeah.
naye umayela siyamdinga. Kuyenzeka ukuthi siyamthola,
Yeah.
then it's okay, yabo, it's a win-win
Yeah.
situation. Yes.
Yeah, and while we're here, guys, can you please do make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you are new and you have not subscribed and you don't see how to subscribe, check if you are signed in, because I find Uguti, some people are not signed in and they can't subscribe. So sign in to YouTube, and then also, yeah, if you want to help Coast Nation Fan TV financially, there's an account number there on the screen. to just whatever, however much money, from 10 rand to 1 million and billions. Ngazi ukuthi rich kangakanani, you can do it. Now, let's go back and Ibu, what am I doing now? Stop screen sharing. Let me go back. Namang sabonting ngenzani over here. Okay,
No.
now just another question. Eh?
Imiliyoni engikufakela lona.
Angaliboni imiliyoni ongifakela lona. So Ubandile is saying add me. There's a link, mate. There's a link that is pinned on the comment section. Just to wrap up, guys. I want to talk about something because the game is starting in 29 minutes and we're going to watch it. Talk about Ibafana Bafana. Nisinikeze ama-predictions nakuma-comments. What are your thoughts on Bafana Bafana because they are playing right now?
Siyadlula.
Siyadlula. Oh, siyadlula. I like uma abantu bethi siyadlula. Score.
Hayi 2-0.
2-0.
2-0. Apolice
Uthini?
no Force.
Police no Forced. Uthini wena Brian? Uthini wena Brian? Abantu bafuna ukubheja. Shono man, over 2.5.
Mabeze kunikeza ikhathi yaleyo mali mase bewina. No man, definitely definitely izodlula iBafana. We wish them all the best. We wish them all the best, and that's another thing as well. iBafana has been
Yeah.
trying, and we wish them all the best. Izodlula. I think njengoba eshilo le nto kuBafana.
And I like the fact that Hugo Bruce Hugo Bruce no Nabi apparently understand each other, because I heard Uguti they stay in the same hotel or something like that, and like Esafiga Unabi he stayed in the same place as Hugo Bruce. And what I like, it's like both of them have the same mentality of no nonsense, will not be bullied by the fans. I'm not taking things emotionally. I know what is wrong and I'm going to fix it. And based on what has happened with Bafana, I get excited to watch them. I can only think Kaizer Chiefs are going to do the same thing. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me. We'll post a video tomorrow previewing the game against Gallants and other things that I might talk about. And also check the cutback with Umpilo after this video. Well, around tomorrow morning when we wake up, where I would have done the match analysis. But anyways, thank you to everyone who has joined me today. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Siabonga. I will see you on the next one. And thank you so much for watching. And until next time, remember, Ikos Pelumo.